When we hear the word shock, our minds usually jump to a big, system-wide medical emergency. But the real story, the actual drama of what's going wrong, is happening on a scale that's almost impossibly small. So let's zoom in, way, way in, past the chaos of the emergency room and into the microscopic crisis that's unfolding inside the body's tiniest pathways.
So here's the central mystery we're going to unravel. During medical shock, what is it that actually goes wrong inside our tiniest blood vessels, the capillaries? And here's a hint. It isn't just one thing breaking. It's a fascinating and really dangerous breakdown in communication.
Okay, so it all kicks off with a critical delivery problem. Doesn't matter if it's from an injury, a bad infection, or the heart struggling, the bottom line is the same. The body's tissues just aren't getting enough of that vital, oxygen-rich blood. This state, this lack of flow, is called decreased perfusion, and it's the trigger for this entire crisis.
Now, to really get what's happening, you have to meet the main characters in our story, the capillary sphincters. Just imagine these as tiny automated gatekeepers. They're little rings of muscle that open and close to send blood exactly where it needs to go. On a good day, they're working together in perfect harmony.
But during shock, as that blood flow drops, things start to go sideways. The cells start to starve for oxygen. It's a state called cellular ischemia. And just like an engine sputtering on its last fumes, the cells panic. They're forced to hit this emergency switch, moving away from their clean, efficient energy source to a much, much dirtier backup fuel.
And hitting that switch sets off this really dangerous chain reaction. First, blood flow drops. That means cells are starved for oxygen. So they flip over to that backup plan, anaerobic metabolism. But the problem is, this process creates a toxic byproduct, lactic acid. And that acid starts to pile up everywhere.
Now, this lactic acid isn't just garbage. It's actually a powerful chemical signal. It's basically the body screaming for help, a sign that the cells are absolutely desperate for oxygen. But here is the tragic twist. Here's where the whole system breaks down. That signal creates a fatal standoff between those gatekeepers we just met, the entrance and the exit gates of the capillary.
And this, right here, is the absolute core of the problem. The lactic acid signal goes out to both gates, but they react in completely different ways. The precapillary sphincter, that's the entrance, it gets the message loud and clear. It relaxes and throws the doors wide open, trying to let more blood rush in. But the postcapillary sphincter, the exit, it stays stubbornly shut. It's way less sensitive to that acid, so it just ignores the alarm call.
And the result is so tragically simple. Blood can get in, but it has absolutely no way to get out. The system has just created a microscopic dead end.
So what you have now is a one-way traffic jam on a microscopic scale. Blood and fluid rush in through that open front door and then just slam into a wall at the closed exit. The tiny capillary gets completely engorged, swollen with stagnant, useless blood and toxic waste.
And this microscopic gridlock is just catastrophic. The blood is stuck, so it can't deliver oxygen or clear out any of that waste. The capillaries swell up and they start to leak. All that lactic acid floods the system, which turns the blood dangerously acidic. That's a state called metabolic acidosis. The very cells the body was trying to save are now literally drowning in their own waste.
And that, right there, is the devastating irony in all of this. The body's own attempt to fix the problem, opening up that entrance gate to get more blood flow, is the very thing that sets this lethal trap. A survival mechanism ends up being a key part of the destruction.
Which, of course, leaves us with a massive, critical question. If the body's own defenses can backfire this badly, if it's essentially sabotaging itself, then how in the world can medicine possibly step in to fix it?